Welcome back to the Odryssian Kingdom campaign. Now, right off the bat, before I forget, Alex, you asked what my settings are, so let's check those out real quick. Run custom, everything here. I've got things pretty much maxed. I mean, I really honestly don't pay too much attention to graphic settings. I usually just kind of let games that I play do whatever automatically comes up for my setup. That's the graphics settings. The only other visual thing is this. So anyway, hopefully that answers your questions. I don't know if you care too much about the game settings either. I do keep the time limits for battles off. I keep this guy on, that's the little dude that pops up in this corner, just because that way I can know if a general dies in a battle. It's a little easier to tell. Anything else here? I mean, sound I guess is settings, but none of that is too terribly important, I don't think. But anyway, that's my settings for you, Alex. Now let's jump in here and see what we can accomplish. So I believe we just got peace with Carthage, which is a little unfortunate because I was just starting to plan on taking Sikelia back. But it means that I can go focus on the Arverni and wipe them out rapidly. So I am immediately going to get ready for that. However, since I'm going to have a rebellion here, actually I could maybe avoid it. Let's see. If I can avoid a rebellion in this province, then I will actually go ahead and march my armies out of here. Okay, so public order is actually staying positive. Let's pop these guys out of the province real quick just to see what that does. Okay, so it's still in the positive. Yeah, let's go ahead and just charge all the way up here. I get that we're going to be trespassing here. I might go to war with those guys and hope that the Iceni just break their alliance with them. Because I definitely could not afford to be fighting the Iceni right now. They're actually somewhat powerful at the moment. Alrighty. So yeah, public order is actually going to stay in a pretty good spot. We can go ahead and bring these guys out of Terrico for the time being. And we'll go ahead, since the nations we're at war with are not in range of this settlement, we can go ahead and patrol. Now, if Carthage goes and declares war on us immediately, I'm going to be frustrated. But the AI doesn't usually pull that kind of crap. My main thing here is as long as I get my two actual important armies involved, that'll be good enough for me. I want Funky's Fieldmen and Grumpy's Guard to be doing a lot of the work because I want them to gain the veterancy. I want them to gain the experience. So you two can operate together for the time being. I do need to give you a new move order though. Actually, you know what, let's pop you back over here and see if you can get some replenishment in that unit that got raided by this dirty bastard. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and have you fortify as well, just to try and help that replenishment some more. Yeah, these guys I don't care too much about. I shouldn't have really any recruitment available just yet. I think that's still... Or is that converting or is that upgrading? Actually, I can check it here. Okay, so we actually do have good recruitment available. Obviously, we don't have the population necessarily. Oh, that sounds interesting. I might recruit some of them. Okay, we can start to get some of these troops native to Spain. I don't know why I was struggling to speak there for a minute, but whatever. Okay, things are looking alright back there. Over here, we're good to go. I'm gonna have to check my agents here in a moment, but in the meantime, but not in the meantime, before I bother doing that, Let's make sure we are good to go. Okay, so it is possible that they counterattack. I don't think they have anyone within range of Palmyra. So I am tempted to send these guys back over to help out at Tyros. Because this army is pretty good. They would probably be better in a defensive stance rather than on offense. But I'm just not that confident that they could take on 220 stacks. Especially if it's the Egyptian armies that I know were floating around down here. We'll spend a little bit of money here just to keep ourselves from getting slums, but I'm not going to invest in building the city any further just yet. My income is abysmal, but we could boost that pretty easily. Alright, now let's see here. These guys just dealt with the Galatian army. They're basically already back up to full strength. We could definitely do with some more replenishment here. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and wait that out, and we'll get the extra replenishment. Duro, what kind of population are you looking at? Okay, a little bit. Let's go ahead and put Candy's Conquerors into Dura. If they get any replenishment over the end turn, that should help the amount. We're going to get a rebellion in this province no matter what. Not a big deal because we've got armies here to quickly squash it. Out here, how are these guys doing? They could do with some more healing. These guys need some more infantry. But I don't really have access to decent infantry out here. So for the time being, we'll go ahead and grab one of these dudes. Now I'm actually going to send this general back, or this army back up here, because that general's unit desperately needs to replenish. So even if it's going to take him 8 turns, we need to get that replenishment started. That does weaken us a little bit. I'm actually tempted to just pull this army back, but no, we'll leave this army here, but we will go ahead and put it in the settlement. Because if I remember right, we also just hit our next Imperium level at the end of last episode, or somewhere close to that. So we can recruit 2 more armies. I don't want to do that just yet, because I'm not 100% sure we are secure on all of these fronts. I will probably recruit an army up here, just so I can keep harassing Parthia if I want to. And because it'll make me feel better to have some form of security on that front. Once I take this settlement out, it will push the Indians. I believe that's an Indian faction. I always question it. But I believe that will push them out of here for a while, and so we shouldn't have to deal with their armies for a few extra turns. But we are just going to play defense along here. And I think I said I need 7 armies? 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we should already actually have enough armies over here to hold a proper line. But I still think I'll recruit an extra one just because I expect to be under constant attack over there. Out here, the extra army would be used to take Sikelia and hold it while these guys do their work in Spain. But we can't really do that until Carthage is dealt with, or until we're back at war with Carthage anyway. Of course, that said, it would take me a couple of turns to recruit the army. I'm gonna take some more land first before I start recruiting any more armies. Just because it secures my Imperium and prevents me from losing the armies to losing Imperium. I do need to start thinking about defending up here again. Genua is probably under the greatest threat. In any case. Alright, let's check the agents. I think all of our... what's it called? I think all of our armies have been dealt with appropriately.
I am the knife.
Okay, let's... we're gonna have 2 armies moving on Hatra anyway, with a 3rd in range to reinforce, so I'm not too concerned about sending a spy over there. I do want to see what the AI is doing over here, though. Okay, there's a Parthian army. They could try and go around this direction again, so I need to be ready for that. The other thing this allows me to do is move this army back so they can get some better replenishment. Because I can see that the AI doesn't have any armies here with... I mean, I guess I don't know that they have nothing here that could attack Ganzak. Alright. Sparabar are pretty good, but they're not the end of the world to deal with. I'm just happy that there's not tons and tons and tons of cav here. Unfortunately, this kind of army is like perfectly created to deal with these armies, because these armies are not particularly heavily armored, and there's not much infantry. So I would lose the infantry fight very badly there, so I actually need to be a little careful of those guys. Alright, anyway. What are you up to? Did you just get... it looks like this guy just got recruited. Okay, let's actually send him up this way. Okay. Oh yeah, these 2 I did at the end of last turn, so I'd make sure I wouldn't forget. Let me just click through these real quick and make sure I'm not forgetting something stupid. Alright, looks like we're alright there. In terms of my provinces, Thrake still has public order issues. Let's see, how much public order is this giving me? 6 public order, but it's giving me 8 sanitation per... 8 sanitation per city, so I could... it looks like I could actually afford to convert that into a temple for the public order, so let's go ahead and do that. Now watch me forget that through the end turn. Italia. Let's see, it looks like they have an event causing it. But Italia should be fine. Not concerned about that at all. That's going to rebel, so that's okay. Over here, not great, but it should be okay. Once we get into Hatra, we'll have armies there. We can defeat any rebellion that pops up. Alright, so provincially we look great. Well, not great, but we are certainly doing well enough. Alright, who needs to get married? Once we start getting like 1 or 2 more generations into the family, this is going to take like 10 minutes every turn. It starts to take forever to scroll through everyone because I just have a hard time remembering who is ready and where they are and all of that crap. Okay, we'll go ahead and get you married now. Give you the extra influence per turn, just because why not? Quiet wife and gifted husband. Alright, well. I don't really care about any of these as this faction, honestly. Okay, loyalty, are we looking alright? We're looking fine on loyalty, so let's send this young lady to boost it a little bit further. Let's send you to boost public order. It may not be a bad idea to send them to Thrake, but I think I already did this in Thrake recently. Nope, I did not. Let's see, is there anywhere else that actually needs it more? Let's send you to Cispolina, just get that up a little bit further. I know Cispolina's neutral on public order change, but whatever. Okay, next turn. Wow, this end turn is not running very smoothly.
Our warriors. Our warriors thirst for your blood and hunger for your women.
I really wish the Iceni hadn't liberated this city. It's better that they liberate it than that they capture it. But I wish they'd just gone back to Britain. Okay, Palmyra had its rebellion. The garrison army is not a big deal to take attrition. I was gonna say that definitely sounds very barbarian instead of Eastern. That guy's name does, I mean. Hey, what do you know? It is the Iceni. Okay, so we actually need to start making moves quick, so that the Arverni get destroyed by the correct faction, not the incorrect faction. Okay, spears, you guys. Wow, those Peltas have hella good veterancy already. Are they really getting that many kills? Go ahead and bring the spear build down here. I'm going to fortify them now instead of patrolling. While I happen to be looking at this, I'll just build those real quick. Grumpy's Guard. What's the fastest way for you to get up here? Actually, that way. Alright, that's fine. Okay, while I'm looking at it, okay, I'm thinking I don't really need to defend Terraco for the time being, or even into the future. So I actually may move the spear build farther. Alright. Okay, it looks like these guys actually got a decent amount of replenishment, so that's good. Okay, I wish I had a spy further over here.
How can I help? Heading out.
Come on, give me some good line of sight here. Alright, so what I will do is I will send Grumpy's Guard by themselves to take Demantia, and then I will take Funky's Field Men and the Wrath of Thabathios together. Dude, I really gotta stop doing those weird-ass voices for no reason. Whatever. I'll send these guys out here together to deal with Brigantum. And that should be hopefully by next summer. Because we're definitely not going to make it in winter. We may not make it in spring, but we should definitely be there by summer to take that city over here. We will take the city next turn. Actually, we might not, because Oh, we might even take some winter attrition here, being up in the mountains. That's a little bit foolish of me. In any case, Western Front managed. The fact that our public order is positive, even though we've got 2 armies garrisoned, makes me happy. Alright, the other thing is I don't want to just leave these lands in control of someone else. My goal is world domination, not sharing. I don't want to share. It's funny, in my brain in this campaign, I have conquered all of this. I own this territory because it's been such a non-threat for so long. A war against the Boii could actually be really fun, but obviously there's no chance I could survive that right now. Why was I looking at this? Whatever. Oh, it's because I didn't want to share all of this land, but I couldn't take it right now, so we'll have to share it. Okay, I was going to actually look at the military victory objectives. Oh, wow. Hold a port settlement in each of these. Mare Africum should be this. So yeah, if I take Akragas, I will get an extra 10 grand there. If I get trade with 2 more factions, that's an additional 10. Oh, wow. I could be rolling in the money here in a minute. Of course, I already... Oh man, I thought that was 38,000 and I was about to kind of freak out a little bit. Alright. Did you guys already... Did I end the turn? Okay, I did, because these guys got the replenishment they needed. Alright. Let's march Blund's bandits down here first. Just in case they get ambushed. I think these guys could handle an ambush pretty well. Of course, that said, these guys would do just fine. It's the Fury. Okay, let's go a little bit farther. Alright, now here's what I was a bit concerned about. I'm going to pull back away from here so that I'm not in range of this settlement. Because if they attacked me with these 2 full stacks and the settlement garrison, I think I might be in a bit of trouble. That said, it's not exactly a strong garrison, but still, the extra units could cause some problems. Go ahead and fortify up there.
For the tribe! For the tribe! Ready for orders.
We'll just let those guys keep replenishing.
Ready for orders.
Chase off the rebellion real quick. When it's rebellions, I pretty much always just release the captives, unless I need extra slaves. Okay, let's go ahead and pop you guys back into Palmyra.
Ready for battle.
Get that general some extra skill. Let's just make him a bureaucrat. He doesn't necessarily need to be a warrior. But we could definitely do with the public order boost. Okay, for effective purposes, if I was to fight a battle, this army is at full strength right now. The artillery missing men doesn't matter as long as they have enough to man all 6 pieces. Okay, so next turn, what I can probably do is lay siege to Hatra, move these guys around, and then I can have a 3v2 outside the city. Doing that would be dangerous because it means I would get half of my reinforcing armies, like half of each of them instead of the full thing, which means I could end up with a very unbalanced force. I also have a lot of swords out here, which obviously aren't going to be particularly good at dealing with elephants. And where there's 3 units of elephants to deal with, that might be a bit problematic. If I can get the auto-resolve balance of power, though, I might just auto-resolve it, because going against these kinds of armies is difficult for me. But we'll worry about that in a couple of turns. Have I done everything out here that I needed to? I think so. Okay, Galatia is preparing for an attack, which is bad news. But they're not looking terribly strong. They've got a little bit more than 1 stack. Okay, go over here. Can I get line of sight on Raga? There we go. Alright, so we have line of sight on both of these settlements from here, so let's just go ahead and deploy. What parent names their kid Odryssian? It's horrible. Just horrible. Alright, anyway, I think that's this turn basically taken care of. I'm pretty sure we don't need anyone to get married, but loyalty looks fine. I could do with this guy getting married, though. I might even adopt him. We'll see. Boom, adopted. I don't know if that actually ends up making much of a difference, but whatever. He's adopted, now he's married. Alright, end of turn.
While the spirits of our ancestors...
Yeah, the Arverni are not getting peace ever. They're gone. I just really hope the Iceni don't beat me to Brigantum, because I want that city. They already beat me to 1 city. Oh no, I forgot to build the... Damn it, I knew I was going to do that. I was even thinking about it at the beginning of the turn. I needed to build the temple in Thrake. I hope it doesn't turn into slums, because then I'll have another turn to forget while it's dismantling. Damn it, I knew I was going to forget that.
The love of gold can stir...
Please, no slums. No slums. Aww. Was it? Did he just die of old age? Okay. Okay, good. So he did just get old. That's okay. Yep, my movement is going to be abysmal in winter. Holy cow, it's way worse than I thought it would be, though. Look at how bad that is. That's horrible. Alright, let's see. Let's just try and get food back into the positive. Alright, now out here, one of these guys
Ready for orders.
got harassed.
Warriors all.
Who was it? One of these armies did get
Thirsty for
harassed, didn't
battle.
they?
Thirsty for
I don't
battle.
see any of these units at less than full strength. Was it
Ready
here?
for battle.
No. Alright, whatever. Now, before I forget again, since I got lucky that there were no slums, let's just freaking build the building. Okay, so they didn't leave, they did stay fortified. Okay, one of those armies moved. Where did they go? This faction's army moved. I need to find them. Because if they're gearing up to attack Ganzak, that could be problematic.
Sure there is nothing else.
Did they go this way?
To work then.
There they are. Alright, so holy cow. India has a lot of armies up here.
What would you have of me?
Okay, so I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm going to start recruiting. I need another army over here. Quickly. Must do something quickly. Okay, Amatokos the Third. Let's see what kinds of bonuses we can give you for an army. I don't know if giving their wives army bonuses actually does anything. But whatever. Okay, Amatokos the Third. I do not have an army I can reinstate the legacy for, which makes sense because I was already at my army cap. There he is, raise army. Now what's going to be good out here? I think horse archers is a good choice. Now let's see, let's pick up... Oh, we have a lot of options here. Those guys are not particularly good, or at least they don't look particularly appealing at the moment. I think over here, because I'm planning on keeping this army on this flank, so I think over here I need a bit of a heavier infantry base, so I might grab a bunch of those spears. But I can grab them from other settlements, so I'm going to start out with an artillery piece. Let's see, Caucasian archers versus these guys versus these guys. Who is the best? In terms of missiles, these guys are the best. We'll go ahead and use up some freeman population here. Now I'm going to go a little bit light on skirmishers in this army, because I very, very much need to go heavy on the infantry here. Alrighty. These guys should still be okay. Yeah, because I only have 4 units of infantry in that army, and another 4 over here. 5, 6 units of infantry. Nope, that's 7. Learn how to count. So I only have 11 units of infantry between 2 armies. That is not a lot. That's normally how much I would have in one army, roughly. But at least now I have a spy here. I can keep an eye on them. I can kind of predict their movements a little better. Now let's figure out what to do about the Hatra problem. I don't have particularly good movement range, but it would be enough. Let's rotate around over here and start raiding.
Get moving. Take everything. Ready for battle.
With this army, instead of raiding, I'm going to fortify.
Get to work. Thirsty for battle.
I have to leave Candy's Conquerors on defense for a minute, but I also want them to get a little bit more replenishment anyway, so that's a good thing, in my opinion, to keep them here.
Thirsty for battle.
We are starting to finally get some replenishment for this army.
Ready for battle.
These guys are back up to full strength. So here's what I was a little bit scared of, is going up, because I know Egypt has another 20 stack over here somewhere, and I'm sure they are capable of fielding another 2 beyond that. So I don't want to go up against a lot of Egyptians with only 1 army, because Egyptians have a lot of pike units, and pikes will beat the shit out of my hoplites. One of the problems, though, is that if I pull these guys over here, and then I pull Candy's Conquerors over here, it leaves this province undefended, and leaves it open for the rebellion to kick around for a while. Neither of those are good things, so for now I'm just going to leave the raiders alone and trust that they can survive if they get attacked. Yeah, a little bit of siege holdout time, that seems good enough. I could have probably gotten him some war cry, which may have been better. Alright. Now, we just finished with this, which is good timing since we just started recruiting so much, so that actually works out nicely. Neither of these is particularly appealing at the moment. I mean, they're certainly very good, but I'm not like, oh, I've got to get that right now. Missile damage by siege weapons is always incredibly good. I'll probably go with the multilingual thing. Nope, we're going with that. Alright, now, diplomacy. I wanted to get trade with 2 more factions if I can. Okay, I could trade with these guys. These guys aren't exactly on great terms with anyone else out here, but they also aren't hated by anyone out here, so I feel okay trying to trade with them.
I trust you come with honorable words that I can
While
hear
we're
kindly.
at it, we may as well get some money out of them. Okay,
Bless
so that's
our
the
meeting
14
with
out of
these
15.
terms. I will show wisdom and accept them.
Damn it, are we gonna be cut short of that extra 10 grand? Of course, we just got 10 grand just by starting trade with these guys, so that's not even a big deal. I could trade with Carthage. How much does Carthage actually hate me? I'm curious. Minus 590. That's actually not as bad as I was kind of expecting. Yeah, everyone out here really doesn't like me very much. I'd love it if I could get peace with Egypt, but there's no chance in hell that's going to happen. I would love it if I could get peace with Parthia. What do you think?
Before you say anything, know that I have an amulet against the evil eye.
Bug off.
Dark sorcery will gain you naught.
Would any amount of money convince you to go away? No, okay. As expected, but, you know, worth a shot.
Gods of the
I think at this
afterlife.
point everyone over here hates me enough that it doesn't matter, so I'm not even going to spend the time trying to take a look at it. Am I really already trading with everyone that I can trade with? That is unfortunate. Yeah, Carthage is the only one I could trade with. Who I am not currently trading with or at war with. Alright, anyway, I played around enough on this turn. Still had 0 battles this episode. That might end up being just how this episode plays out. Which, you know, sometimes it happens. After how crazy the last several turns have been, it's actually nice to have a couple of calm turns with no fighting. We're also gearing up for some fighting over here anyway, so it'll be alright. Alright, let's end the turn. Just kidding, let's check these guys. And wait, don't I need to recruit another champion somewhere? I think I forgot to do that last turn. Okay, the Empire Maintenance is excellent. Empire Maintenance is excellent. Would I rather have wealth from all sources or wealth from culture? I'd rather have wealth from all sources. Oh, good. You, my good sir, need to get ready to start training Grumpy's Guard. Oh, do you know what? We could have... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was going to say our movement range did get massacred, but we didn't take any winter attrition for being up here, so that's okay. Can we get here and raid still? Yeah, let's do that. I know it's going to hurt our own public order a little bit since we're right on the border, but I'm okay with it. Oh, the Lusitani are here. Maybe we won't take Numantia. Maybe we'll just hit these guys. That's a lot of infantry to deal with. A lot of infantry to deal with. Okay, new plan for you guys. Get up here. You guys are fine to just chill out. Okay, I feel like I need to actually go through and check everything now, because I feel like I've missed a ton of stuff that I shouldn't have. Go ahead and just upgrade these guys because I can. Yeah, I feel like I've missed things, because looking over there and seeing that there were a bunch of armies that I didn't even move has me a little bit concerned. It's a really bizarre number of men. It's probably because of the pikes. Alright, pillagers. You guys don't need to go anywhere. The spearmen do not need to go anywhere. Candy's conquerors are still replenishing. Funky's fieldmen are raiding. The Fury are fortified. Everyone else. Okay, now I think we're good to end the turn. Well, I guess not. Egypt, don't attack me. Thank you. I was worried they were going to attack Tyros right there.
You are strong.
Nope, not yet, Bowie. I can't do that just yet. I would love to, but not yet. Okay, as long as I don't disband any of my generals, I'm pretty confident. Okay, I was expecting them to attack me out by their Mesopotamian settlement. It'd be really cool if my allies would just go kill all the enemy armies and let me take all the land.
Our warriors thirst for your blood and hunger for your women. Perhaps they can be distracted by gold.
You know what, if I could get a military alliance with these guys, that would be just as good as owning the province, basically. Right? I think so, because I just really can't afford any kind of war in the north at all. So let's just have them pay us some money for non-aggression. Wow. They really want non-aggression, but they are ridiculously poor. I think I forgot to recruit a champion. Rally slaves? Oh, that's fine. I'm already going to have an uprising over there. See? That's the uprising. Good job rallying slaves. Okay, that's what these guys were doing. Okay, what damage did they do? See, I'm not quite understanding this because in one turn they harassed my guys and disbanded a general unit. Out here they have done it twice and none of my units are damaged. I don't quite know what's going on. Alright, I need to recruit a champion, so which army actually needs one? Which army do I want to gain veterancy? The Fury definitely doesn't need the veterancy. Funky's Fieldmen could use it, but oh shit. Are they out of supplies? Is that why? Damn. It's not what we needed.
Getting on our way. Thirsty for battle. On the move, lads. For the tribe.
Okay, well that stopped them from taking attrition, which is good. These guys can take attrition all they want because they're 100, well, not quite, but almost 100% foreigners, so they can replenish easily. Okay, let's find where that Lusitani army went. Nowhere. Okay, now the question is, do I go fight the Lusitani? Or do I take Numantia? Alright, well, these guys can get up here and fortify to hold that choke point. So, taking Numantia does not open up a lane into our lands. If they go this, I don't think they can go through here, so they would have to go around this direction, and the spear build is in position to hold that side, so I think we can just go ahead and take Numantia. Numantia. This damn city. Okay, what kind of... They actually have a really strong garrison, but it's not quite at full strength. I always forget how strong Celtic or barbarian garrisons can be. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and fight this. I feel like it. And it's Grumpy's Guard, so... Stupid bastards, I wanted to fight in this city. Why do they always sally out? Stop sallying out. Wow, that's advantageous. Alright. I didn't even look closely enough to see if they have any cavalry. But if they don't have cavalry, I can just sit my artillery up here basically undefended. And we'll let the swords handle that. Nah, I should probably keep some hoplites back here.
At your service.
I mean, if I'm a barbarian in this fight, I am not feeling good about my odds. Charging uphill into artillery and hoplites. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where's the thing that's screwing up my formation?
Field artillery ready.
Let's go ahead and pop you over there. Put you guys there. Plenty of defenses over here. Keep our horse archer in the back and let him just fire at will. He can get a couple of kills here and there. It's not too big of a deal. Archers. I'm almost tempted to hide my archers back here. Yeah, let's go for it, why not? I'd rather not take any casualties, but let's try something a little different. Keep the cavalry out here with the archers, just in case they do have cavalry. I don't know why I always take these guys off of fire at will. But I mean, just look at how much infantry they have.
Ever since my ancestors fought against them, my family has had a bitter...
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
I want nothing except Gallic blood on my blade! My blade is itching to cut you open!
Okay, there goes the artillery.
We'll kill them all! All right!
Okay, we're not shooting at a particularly effective target. Let's hit these somewhat larger units first. You guys can literally just shoot whatever you want, I don't care. Until that unit comes into view at any rate. Nah, let's shoot the general, why not? Okay. These guys should be able to stay hidden. Assuming their infantry collapses towards the front like I want them to. Man, we are flying through ammo, which is a good thing. It means our guys are actually getting their shots off before the enemy infantry gets too close to shoot.
By your command! At the double!
Come on, get in position. Swords, you need to get up here. You guys go ahead and just stop shooting for the time being. Okay, they know they have the skirmishing advantage. Let's go ahead and... Well, they're going to use their javelins, that's okay. Let's just shoot them. If they want to shoot, let them shoot. We're going to take some pretty serious damage from this, because that's just how javelin fights go. Unfortunately, we have to play defensive up here, because they have so many troops on this flank. Can you hit that? Yeah, you should be able to hit them still, so just keep hitting them. Hoplites are still looking pretty healthy. I need to wait for them to engage before I send my skirmishers into the battle. Why are you guys breaking if you're not being shot? What the hell? Oh, my general shot them to death. Hell yeah! Attaboy!
One of our units has used all its
Don't you do none of that reforming bullshit? Because then I have to do it, and that's just dumb.
Forward! Melee fighters ready!
And I have to get shot the whole time too, which is double dumb. I really should just get my guys involved, but I'm hesitant to do that because of how wide their formation is. You know what? Screw it. Let's get in there. Let's do what nobody expects. Charge with hoplites. Because I'm sick of getting shot. Okay, time to mobilize the flank. You guys get in there, you guys hold your position. Okay, those guys are still not in combat, so we're still going to ignore them. These guys can all form phalanx. You guys get a bit of a downhill charge there. You guys, I kind of wanted you to run, not walk. Okay, now that you're in phalanx, have another attack order. You guys, at this point, I kind of don't want in a phalanx because your formation's all kinds of screwy. Oops. Okay, I'm not paying too much attention to what's going on right now in the front line because I'm confident my guys can handle it. General, get ready to go around the flank.
One of our units has used all its
Okay, the
ammunition.
artillery's used its ammo, so we don't even need to think about it anymore. That's good. I shouldn't have kept this unit on the flank, but I didn't know where their general was going to come from, so I feel like I kind of had to.
Our general is under attack.
General's under attack. Yeah. Whatever. He can take it. He's all right. He's a big boy. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the hoplites to be a little bit more aggressive here. Put you guys on skirmish mode, run you guys out and around this way. General, go ahead and just annoy them. Keep you guys close to the front line. Okay, if they're going to go recommit, let's just keep working around the flank. Need to start being a little bit concerned about this side taking damage. Come on, push into them, take them out. General, just keep messing them around. Go this way instead. I don't want to draw them back towards the artillery. Hit the heavy melee infantry, would you? Okay, your formation is all kinds of screwy. Realistically, I need them to fight this unit, but we'll have to deal with that momentarily. Okay, General is still being left mostly alone. You guys don't seem to be getting a lot of kills, which is slightly annoying, but not terrible. Okay, you guys are basically entirely flanked, so just get that unit off the field. You guys form up a little bit cleaner. Okay, cavalry, get in there. It's your time. Actually, it's a garrison, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well that was actually kind of fun. My archers didn't do hardly anything. I think I waited too long to get them engaged, but I'm happy with how the infantry engagement went. Using hoplites like that actually seemed to do pretty well. See, it's interesting. I thought this kind of unit would be better suited for infantry killing than this kind of artillery. I didn't really do anything special for either of them to try and get one unit more kills than the other. But this unit just got heavily outperformed. So is that unit better against cavalry than these guys would be? Okay, our kills should go up once it includes all of the... I think it's funny that my general routed that one unit. Okay, all of our kill counts went up because it's taking into account all of the routing units that got executed. These guys that basically didn't see combat still got a decent amount of kills. The artillery jumped from like 260s up to 320s, which is a little nuts. But in any case, do we already have land in this province? I definitely know that I don't need... I'm going to raise this one, because I don't need either of those buildings.
Thirsty for battle.
Yeah, I think that was the right call. Alright, fine. Repair it then. Do you know what? I'm actually going to get the sanitation building here instead of the temple. I could probably do with a little extra food here as well, so we'll go with that instead of public order. Grumpy's guard just smashed straight through that garrison. I did take some casualties, but that's always, always, always going to happen. Every battle you fight, you're going to take some casualties if it's an actual battle. If it's just a curb stomp, then that's different. Of course, that was kind of a curb stomp anyway, but still. Okay, did I get this army recruiting last turn or this turn? Thank goodness I noticed that they need to keep recruiting. Alright. Rather than immediately rushing them down to the front, I'm going to let them pull some population out of this settlement. Because we've got a pretty decent amount, especially of freemen. But I need heavier spears than freemen. So we're going to go with these guys. And then we will run down here. I really should just end this episode, but I think I'm going to try and end this turn first. Because I think this turn is mostly done with.
I could do more. Are you sure there is nothing else?
Okay, let's go ahead and send you back over here to spy on both cities for a minute. Got the rebellion to deal with. Nabatea fell back, which is good news. So let's send you after the rebellion. Oops, I shouldn't have done that right now because it means Candy's Conquerors are going to get involved, and I don't want them involved. Okay, we'll have enough movement range to get back into Dura after that fight, I think. How are we still going to take casualties here? That's ridiculous. Our losses had better be under 10. Wow, 35 guys died to that little shitty army. Yeah, archers, what can you do? Alright, anyway. Kick them out of here. Ooh, that may have just burned off a lot of our movement. Okay, no, we're looking alright there. Alright, now since they're fortified, I want the artillery... Oh, of course it was this army that took all the damage. It's nothing serious, but it could be problematic.
Thirsty for battle. For the tribe.
Okay, now what I'm going to do, send Blund's bandits to start the siege. Obviously they have absolutely no chance. But then we will send the Fury here. I want to make sure they stay in range of Blund's bandits just in case I've screwed something up here. And then I will send Candy's Conquerors after this elephant army. If their elephants stay in the fortification, that will make them very, very easy to deal with, I hope. Go here first. I want to get these guys into the city.
We can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
Thirsty for battle. Ready for battle.
Alright.
Battle.
That is incredible. Did that chase them back far enough that they can't reinforce here anymore? It did not. You know what? We could just have an absolutely enormous battle to start the next episode. I don't know that that's the smart way to do this.
Thirsty for battle. On the move, lads, for the tribe. Yeah.
Yep, they should run.
Warriors all.
Okay, did that isolate? Not quite.
None will escape.
See, I was trying to get them to run far enough away that I could isolate the city and just take it real quick. Because I don't necessarily care about killing these armies. I'm more concerned about getting them out of the picture.
Ready for orders.
But alright, this is probably how we'll end this episode. Now, I've lost one of my reinforcing armies, but so have they. I actually wanted to lose my reinforcing army, because that means I get 2 of my balanced armies. I don't get a weird mix of reinforcements. But anyway, we're going to end this episode finally, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.